Hi, Shep Hyken here, excited for another look backstage with another all-access pass to the 50-year history of contemporary productions with Steve Shankman. And Steve, this time we're going to go back to where you were 9 years old, and I believe if you really want to look back at your history, this is probably where it all started, when your parents gave you a trumpet.
Well, that's really true, because being a musician, even at a young age playing the trumpet, gave me a lot of ideas of things I wanted to do. And by the time I was 12, I think it was time to have my own band. And I started putting a group together. I think I was 13 when I had a group called the Esquires. And then the Esquires became other bands, the KXO Cadets, which was KXOK's official band. We're on the radio like 80 times a week, and Johnny Rabb would be saying, hey, and there's the KXO Cadets would be playing at Wurrenberg Drive-In, da-da-da-da-da, Steve's playing the trumpet, da-da-da-da. It wasn't really me, but it was just, we were getting promoted so much. And then I had the Impact Soul Review, which was the precursor to the band I've now had for 30 years, which is the fabulous Motown Review. But you know, having that one band got me to book other bands, and I learned the business of booking bands. And then as I got busy, we brought Irv Zuckerman on to book bands as well. We were the largest booking agency in the country, probably to this day. We had almost 1,100 bands because we had watch lines, band one, band two, gave us ways, access to all these different states. So for example, if you were living in Bird City, Kansas, and you had a prom, and you wanted to have a band, I may book you a band out of Wichita or Des Moines, maybe going somewhere to Iowa City, or St. Louis could have a band going to Springfield. And this band agency became the precursor to doing concerts. But also, what was so good about the trumpet is all these shows that we booked, and still book, that uses musicians. I'm getting ready to play with Frankie Avalon in a couple weeks. Played with Johnny Mathis last year. Played with Bernadette Peters. I was the band that opened up for not only Don Rickles when he was alive, but recently we did a show for some other comedians. And I mean, we're always out there playing. I'm either playing with my band, another band, or an orchestra that's playing behind another big artist.
So there was a concert, we've already talked about it in a prior episode. It was at the Kiel Opera House. You were the opening act.
Kiel Auditorium.
Or Kiel Auditorium.
10,000 people.
10,000 people. How old were you?
Well, it was 1968. I was 20 years old.
So this was the year you started in business. You were the opening act for the Temptations.
Correct.
That's right. And you saw something happen after that.
Well, I saw tickets for $4, $5, and $6.
Yep.
So somebody, Regal Sports, Everett Agnew, at 10,000 people, grossed 50 grand. The Temps were getting about 15,000 back then. And
How much was your band getting?
Yeah, about $100 a man, maybe. Probably more like $50 a man. But it didn't make any difference, because as I sat there, I went, you know what? Why am I not the promoter? And that's what happened. We started doing concerts, Grateful Dead, Chicago, Humble Pie, and so forth and so on.
Unbelievable. It all started with the trumpet. Well, I hope you enjoyed this backstage story. Come back next week for another all-access look into the history of contemporary productions.